So King Arthur 2 is a role-playing war game, just like King Arthur 1. So it's a mixture of RPGs and strategy games elements with real-time battles and turn-based campaign map. It's a sequel, but at the same time it's also a standalone game. So if you didn't play with King Arthur 1, it doesn't mean a problem in playing with King Arthur 2 because everything will be explained at the beginning of the game. The game has a real dark fantasy setting, so we have much more fantasy monsters, fantasy creatures, dragons, we have flying units, and our campaign map changed a lot.
So let's take a look.
Let's take a look. We have an early build, it's an alpha version. So it's our new campaign map. You can see the more detailed graphics. And the campaign map will be twice as big as it was in King Arthur 1 because in King Arthur 1 you could control South Britannia, and in King Arthur 2 you have to unite the whole Britannia. It's only a small part of Britannia because it's in the middle part. It's one chapter, the Roman chapter. We have a hero in this chapter, Septimus Sulla. The heroes have a whole background story in the game, so it's a real story-oriented game. And at the beginning of the game, you don't know every detail about the story, so you will gather all of the information from the text quests, because the text quests were very popular in King Arthur 1 and we kept them. So it begins with a short summary. And then you have more options, so every decision you take, they determine your morality and your religion. So we kept also the morality chart.
You've done this before, I can see.
Yeah, now it's empty, but so you can choose between a righteous or a tyrant monarch, and you can follow the old faith or the Christian faith. Yeah. So, and another new thing is the diplomacy quest. So, for example, in this quest, your people are in trouble and you have three options. You can ignore it, and in this case you will get 1 tyrant point. You can send immediate help, or you can go to battle with your own army. So they are your enemies. These demon-like Fomorian creatures, they are your main enemies. So you can't make any diplomatic relation with them. Let's take a look for the battle. So there are your units, and these are the Fomorians. The flying creatures are great improvements in the game because the battle has 2 levels, air level and ground level, and you can see the more detailed graphics. They are the Fomorians, the demon-like creatures. So let's do it. You can fight against the flying creatures with your archers, with magic, or with your flying units, because you will also have flying units later in the game, for example, dragons from Wales. And there are some special locations on the battlefield, and you can capture them, and if you capture one of these locations, you will get some special bonuses from it. So, for example, if you capture this location, you will get a strong damage spell, and you can use it in this battle and on the whole battlefield, because in King Arthur 1 you could use it only around the location, but now their effectiveness are global. There are twice as many soldiers on the battlefield than in King Arthur 1. And you have to take into consideration the topography of the land and the weather conditions, because every unit has different advantages, disadvantages. So, for example, the heavy infantry can't move so quickly in the forests.
Is that dynamic for each mission, or is it a preset?
Sorry?
Is that changing dynamically for each mission? So it's random settings like the weather, or is it set?
Yeah, of course it's changing. So, and you can fight in the night or in the cloud. When the colors are changing, it means that the enemy hero is casting a spell. So now we will also cast a spell. For example, a fireball.
So just start to finish. So what do you have at the start?
Yes, they don't like it.
So who's winning the battle right now?
Not yet. The magic is very important in the game, and we have a new casting and magic resistance system. So you have a magic resistance, and as well as your enemy, and you have to reduce it because you have some strong spells which so you can cast them, but most of the spells only reduce first the magic resistance, and if it will be radically reduced, then you can cast a spell for the enemy. It's a new feature.
Single player and multiplayer?
Yeah.
Very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.